Today we're just trying to go up Fan Fawr up there. It's been a fairly gentle climb up, pretty boggy down the bottom. I started down in the forest area down there. You can just see the white van. There's a little car park. And you turn right out of there, just go over the cattle grid and then turn right, follow the line of the trees up, and then there's a fairly obvious path which comes up here. There's the Brecon reservoir down the bottom, and we're just going to keep trundling along here up the side of the ridge up there, and then hopefully coming down this side and back down to the trees and along. That's the circular sort of route. I think it's about 3.5 miles. Well, 3.66 I think I worked it out as, so it shouldn't take us long. It's only a little one really, but I think it's still sort of 700 meters plus at the top of Fan Fawr, so there's a bit of climbing to do, but it's all pretty reasonable so far. But there's some bits and pieces to cross. I think that little plateaued ridge up there is corn dew. So we should get some views. I think the weather was reasonable. It's not great visibility, but it's not completely clouded out. It's good. Whew. It got a little bit steeper. But making good headway, and the clouds sort of staying reasonably high. Get quite a bit of traffic noise even up here, which kind of spoils it a little bit. I suppose it's convenient to get to. Anyway, better plod on. Come on, fella. Right, I think it's time to go on the lead. Oz, come on mate, because we've got some sheep up. Wait on. Wait. You need a brush as well. Oh. Well, there was a bit of a rise and then a bit of a plateau and then another bit of a rise, but generally fairly easy climbing. But as I am now 30% Stilton after Christmas, it's a bit harder than usual, and I had COVID for 6 weeks and then I got an acute chest infection, or acute bronchitis, which I wouldn't say I'm completely over yet. He says, coughing for effect. No, still a bit raw, I must admit, but we're out and about, and it's quite a nice shot over here as we approach the corn dew bit. Not corn dew. Where are we? Fan Fawr, Fan Fawr, I think it's pronounced. Van, isn't it? Fan Fawr, Fan Fawr. One of them. I didn't bother bringing the drone up today because I thought it'd be a bit too cloudy and to shed a little bit of weight, but could have probably got some nice shots. Never mind, another day when it's well, nicer light, probably do it a bit more justice. It's all a bit flat today. It's not quite as boggy along the top here now as it was further down. I got a new pair of hockers on, which I'm grateful for because yeah, my other 3 pairs I think I've got of those, have all lost their grip and lost their waterproofing, which that's not really what you want in a walking boot, is it? So we got some more, but for the price you kind of buy 2 pairs of Hockers to 1 pair of perhaps sturdier walking boots. So, and I think I got these for 70 quid in the sale because of their hideous colour. So yeah, worked out alright. I think that bit off the end is what they were referring to as, is it a lateral moraine or something? I think it's something like the stuff that's dumped at the end of the glacier that causes that slope off or something. Don't know, I'll have to look it up again later. It's quite cool. I don't know how they know that's any different to any other slope, but there we go, perhaps it's geology and shit, isn't it? Well, we're on the last little push up now towards the summit. There's a lovely little spot here for lunch actually. Tempting. I might stop for a bite to eat actually. Yep. Let's go here. So just coming up to the top of Fan Fawr. Fan Fawr. We've got Corn Dew over there. Views down to Beacon Reservoir. See the 2 reservoirs in the distance. And then over to the northwestish, over that way. So we better tick this one off. Come on, pup, this way. Good lad. Did you get that one? Did you bag it? Yeah? Sort of. Good enough. Good fella. And there we are. Another one done. So I think this is 735 metres. Still some views. Somewhat cloudy. But at least we got some. We stopped for some lunch and had some soup back there, and took on some water. Dogs had a couple of chicken strips. I'm still coughing well. Ah dear. Be glad when this is gone. But all in all, fairly successful. Just got to negotiate our way back down to I think it's the activity centre down there. Not entirely sure. And then along this along this ridgeline in front of the activity centre and along by the reservoir back to our foresty bit and back to the car park. So it's only a little loop up round here really. Nothing too strenuous. Let's just check on mileage up to the top from my spot. It was 1.74 and it took me 1 hour and 20 minutes with a stop for lunch, which is quite a long time, but we just took it steady because we're not feeling grand. Right, we've got some sheepage, so just gonna look after the dog. Oh, it's nice up here. It's not too windy at all. It's very still, and temperature wise it's probably about 1 or 2. I was expecting it to feel more like -1, -2 according to the forecast anyway, but yeah, it's quite good. And I mean, it's almost perfect walking weather if it was just a little bit clearer. Well, it is for me anyway, because I'm still hot and I'm just in a t-shirt and light fleecy thing. Right. I'm not really sure my route down. But as long as I keep going down, I should be alright along this ridge. You can't really lose your way. Well, I'm not going to say that. Not going to say that. But let's say there is a path which is difficult to miss. That doesn't mean I'm not going to miss it. But... Come on, wee man. Ooh. So that's when you fall over, isn't it? Turning round, looking for the dog, not looking at your footing, talking crap to the camera. Right. But as you can see, it is still boggy in places, but it's alright. Oh, the pack feels a bit lighter after getting rid of that bloody Heinz big soup into the belly. Brought the centre of gravity forward a touch. And we've had half a litre of water between us, which is still more than I'd expect, to be honest. And every time I do this, I always think I should have brought another litre of water. I brought a litre and a half, and really I should have probably drunk another half litre. So yeah, 2 litres minimum, even in colder conditions, I would say. But it's the weight, isn't it? It's always the weight. And then you skimp on that and then do what I did in September and get really quite dehydrated. Yeah, that's that inn, I think it is. This is the activity centre I think most people start from. We just went a bit further on. Yeah, nice views. It's quite cut up there for doggies, so yeah, again, could have done with a harness and the extendable lead, really. Again, every time I say that, and every time I just bring his rope lead, and then when there's paths like that, where you just want them in front of you but secure, it's not so easy. There's a fairly steep bit of up if you were coming from this way, fairly steep coming down, but I've seen plateaus off. Yeah, just got a nice little sheep path to wander down, quite gradual, not too taxing on the old knees. Got some mist rolling in over here now, across the valley, which is quite pretty. Nice. So we have the dog. He put himself here, by the way. I just made him stay there. But he's now posing for the perfect picture, so we've got one of those. Shame you can't take one of me. Right, come on then. Let's go. Let's find this track back, shall we? It's just beginning to drop a degree or two, I'd say now. So that's probably because I've been fanning about. I need to get walking. I'm not gonna call that cloud inversion. It's just misty, isn't it? But we're high enough. We're high enough, aren't we? We're above the cloud, so you know. Probably at whatever we are, 600 metres, and it's not really going to be cloud inversion. Not proper. When does mist become cloud? Does it? I suppose it's whether you're below it or above it, does it? Anyway, I'll think of other dull questions to ask in a moment. For now, I'm just going to keep going down here. So we've just come off the main track down back towards the outdoor centre, activity centre. Okay, I just wandered a little bit too far off track. Right, so the mist was rolling in, so I thought I'd better just make a move and get over the top of this last little crest, so that I've got a view of where we're going down towards the edge of the tree line here. So now I've got that. It's a race against the mist to get down there, but I've got a nice east-southeast bearing, and we keep going until we hit that river, and then we turn right and carry along there. So we should be fine for navigation. We've got the sat nav, but it's always nice to sat nav. Got the Garmin if we really need it, but I like to do it visually as well. I can hear a lot of underground streams beneath my feet, so I'm going to turn off now and concentrate on where I'm going. I'm going to twist my ankle at the last minute. Gently, yeah. Just it. Go on, mate. Well done. Well, the mist is just behind us. Can't see much now, but it's enough to see where we're going. It's creeping in though, and it's getting cold. Another degree probably dropped. And I'm not as warm as I was now we're walking on the flat, but not cold. Sorry about all the coughing and wheezing and snotting everywhere. Still not 100%, but hopefully getting out in a bit of fresh air and getting the lungs going again will help in the long term. So we're just keeping going. We picked up this, I think it's part of the Cambrian Way. Which isn't too bad now. It was pretty boggy coming in from the sort of track across, well, from across from the main track, let's say, down to meet up with this one. It was a bit boggy, but it's just that time of year, isn't it? Should have worn gaiters today, because although my feet are dry for now, if I was going to go any further, my trousers are soaking wet, and that will make the socks wet, which will then make my shoes wet. So next time, gaiters, and we're also walking through a lot of this grass, thick grass, which is just tick-tastic. So we're going to have to check the dog over a bit, and myself when I get back. That's a nice little spot. All right for a little picnic on there, in better weather. Try not to stack it. Yeah, keep going, buddy. Oh, that was deep. Sorry. Having got through the river perfectly fine, and then stick my foot in the it's not too bad. Oh, hello. Campsite ready made. I suppose that wouldn't be a bad little wild camping spot, would it? The river down there, tucked away. Bit of flat ground. Yeah, there you go. There's your wild camping spot. If you fancy a bit at Fan Fawr. That sounds rude. So we've done 3.57 miles in 2 hours 20 minutes. Wow, blistering pace. And it's 3:50. So yeah, you've got 40 minutes really before sunset, and about 45 minutes of light. 45-50 minutes of light probably still left, but I don't think we've got far to go now. It's the end of this line of trees and along a bit. Just got to find our way back onto that road and back to the car park. So finished to the end, found this stile. There's a little gap up there for the dog to get through. I didn't make it, but despite someone's best efforts to shut it off, and absolutely fair enough because of the sheep, there is still a little gap under there which I could close back up. So luckily, lifting the dog's paws as he went underneath that bit of wire, his paws seemed alright. He's been having some trouble with cysts in between the digits, which sometimes just swell up for no particular reason. Sometimes on these longer ones they doesn't do him a lot of good. But I say long, it's less than his normal dog walk, but probably a bit wetter and boggier than his usual walks. But it's nice to see him out enjoying himself. We've probably got their lights on already. Yeah, that mist has rolled in, but actually, yeah, we probably came off at about the right time. We would have definitely got stuck in that on that way down, which is really the only bit of navigation you have to do. So I imagine it's quite pretty across here. And the weather, well, it's pretty anyway, isn't it? But you know, nicer when the weather's good. That's quite a nice little walk. I might come back here. It's, you know, it's just enough to warm you up a bit and long enough to feel the knees a touch, and some nice views from the top. Yeah, nice little spot. I think I saw one guy and 2 kids with him and 3 sort of teenage walkers. That was all for the day. So not exactly heaving with people either. I can just see the landy through the trees, which is always reassuring, isn't it? Oh, just down there, good. So yeah, if you ever do want to use this spot instead of parking up there and sort of doing it the reverse way around, come off the main road, turn right, follow the road round over a little bridge, I think, and there's this little highway maintenance parking bay which is quite a good little spot. And as I say, you just walk out of here and turn right after the cattle grid, and then walk round this this woodland that we're just finishing walking through now. I think it's an OS route. It's the Fan Fawr OS route in their Brecon Beacons guide. Can't remember the number. It might be 22 off the top of my head. Anyhow, I think we're done. Let's get home and get in the hot tub and have a beer or something. Yeah, that's where we've just come through from. And we started off just up this road. You can see the sign for Warn, 10 miles, and it's just along there, and turn the right after the cattle grid. Job done. Good boy.